Let's play a new game this episode. It's called Who's That Podcaster? I got a new hat for myself, and that made me really tired, you guys. I'm tired today. I didn't even get one nap. I had to go have fun last night, and now I'm a little tired. If you guessed Marcus, then you're right.
Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we're Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024, and you can find this 239 podcast on any podcast format you can find in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/@workingclassnerds. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every episode, past and present, right at your fingertips.
You can watch me completely fail at video games anytime I pretty much feel like it at kick.com/MarcusB814 and twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can watch me also play video games whenever I feel like it. Twitch.tv/A_Atrax.
And I don't stream anymore, but I did inspire Doritos to start a new creative writing project, all themed around me not streaming anymore in the Star Wars galaxy, called The Search for Deafening Silence, where you got to find the Deafening Silence, the name of my ship that I was broadcasting a Rebel pirate broadcast from. It's a really good short story, and the link for it is in the show notes. You got to join our Discord and come check it out.
We're all on social media. I am at MarcusB814.
I'm at Atrax_A.
And I'm at Nick Vern. That's NACK Vern. In this week's episode is the first one we're recording where I am not at the Rebel base anymore. I'm at the Death Star. I'm at Imperial HQ, if you will. The new setup. Check out twitch.tv or kick.com/MarcusB814 for the VOD. And we are talking about PC builds. High end versus low end versus budgets versus mid-tier builds. And we're definitely going to need to talk about how Marcus did have a worse PC than I did for a whole week. A whole 7 days, my PC was crushing his. Let it be known, folks. And
that was probably the worst. That was the worst week of my life because every single fucking day, Nick would text me that he would do a benchmark test and be like, "Dude, my benchmark is crushing. What's yours?"
That almost makes me want to test mine against yours, because looking at the specs, I don't know. I think I might give you a run for your money, Marcus.
Well, what have you got? You got an i9, 1300 i9. Yep.
And a 4070.
Oh, that's
well,
nice.
my card is better than your card for sure. But
don't you have a 3090?
Are you
yeah,
sure
so
about
the
that?
3090. I'm pretty sure the 3090 is better than the 4070.
Yeah,
but
no, it is.
But
4080 would be like, meh.
Yeah, no, the 4080 is better than my card. But the thing about the 4070 that it has is that it has that new chip for ray tracing or the DLSS ray tracing, which makes it super legit, where mine does not have that.
Yeah, we have the regular RTX ray tracing.
Right.
The
my
True.
gen.
But his processor definitely decimates mine.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's already gotten spicy, hasn't it?
Exactly. But anywho, first things first. 8Trax, what have you been up to? How are things?
I want to say, first of all, RIP to the Rebel base. Got blown up by the Imperial Command. Just Death Star came in and just
got evacuated.
decimated that place.
Oh, that's a sound we need. Is the Imperial horn? I definitely have that saved somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I definitely have that.
Well,
saved.
that and
That's a good one.
the explosion, the Death Star exploding, or the seismic charges
Oh,
Oh, that's a
definitely the
great
seismic
sound.
charge. Definitely
Yeah.
the seismic charge. That's a good one.
Bow.
Well, speaking of Star Wars and all of that cool stuff, I guess I'll start with this bullet point. The Battlefront Classic collection came out last
boy, I
night,
know.
and to sum it up, it is buggy garbage with no servers.
What?
So to me, this is like straight up negligence, not just a bad launch.
Yeah.
There are numerous reports where within the first 6 hours, there were only 3 available servers. And at 64 players a server, that's 192 players at most could play online.
Wow.
And even single player, people were having issues with their profiles not saving, all sorts of different bugs and stuff. Like, it's not just a bad port. This is like you dropped the ball really hard. All the news outlets are basically saying this is like one of the worst launches ever. It's
That's
really
impressive.
bad.
And hey, you know to self, is this your first ever Steam refund?
Oh no, definitely not. I've refunded
Okay.
games a lot.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah, that's disappointing.
I actually haven't bought it, but so I have a couple people at work. They said on launch they tried to play. They couldn't even play for the first hour. It just kept saying 1 hour, 1 hour. It like ticked down and then it would go back up to an hour.
Jesus.
So they couldn't even play. They tried playing this morning, couldn't play because again, just bugs and and my game crashed and this and that and the other thing. So like it's really bad. Which is sad because they literally had one job, which was to just make the base games online.
Yeah.
And you
And they
failed.
screwed it up.
You failed miserably. Yeah, it's rough.
I can already hear Angry Joe, like in one of the AJS news, being like, "You done fucked it up."
Yeah. When it was just over 1,000 Steam reviews, only 21% were positive.
Oh boy.
Rip
That's bad.
that guy.
Yeah.
Rip.
So, and I don't know what it is now. Let's see. Maybe I can do a quick Jamie Battlefront Classic collection.
Battlefront.
All right.
Battlefront.
Of the 3,365 user reviews, 19% are positive right now as of checking this. So it is
Yeesh.
overwhelmingly negative. It is really bad.
Rip.
Yeah, it's just
Rip
it's
that
really,
guy.
really bad. That's unfortunate
Rip
because I
that
was looking
guy.
forward to it. But in happier news, I played more Last Epoch that we talked about last week. Nothing really, really new. I've played maybe 5 more hours, and it's still fun, just kind of running around, leveling up, getting new gear, comparing it to my old gear, and it has that itch, like the ARPG fix. So recommend to anybody looking for that fix. I'm going to keep playing it for the rest of the month, of course. Also, I did an escape room in VR. So they have VR chat is free on Steam, and there's a bunch of people. It's kind of like Fortnite. People like create stuff and they make all sorts of wacky things here and there. Or I guess Gary's Mod is another
Sure.
good example. But it's all done in VR. And
Okay.
so someone made an escape room, and I didn't even get to finish all of it. My friends, when they finished, their end time was like 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it was like a super big, in-depth VR thing. I left about halfway through because I had to go eat dinner and do some other stuff. But just the intro, they're like, "Hey, gather your group." So we all gathered. There was 3 of us. And then a little robot led us to this van that we were supposed to get in to go to the escape room. But it was like, "Oh, I lost the keys." So we're running around all these different doors, which are like themed. So one of them was like a child's playroom. One was a spy museum, like you're trying to steal something from a museum. Another one was a like an ancient ruin where you had to figure out the gem, like how to get the gem. And they were all connected to each other. And then at the end, you found the keys to go to the actual escape room.
Oh
And
my
that's
God.
when it like actually started. So that first little intro segment took us at least like 45 minutes.
Huh.
So
Nice.
we were thinking like, oh man, we're done. Now we finally made it to the van. Like we opened up the van, we're all climbing in and we're chilling with like the cab driver. And then all of a sudden it's like, nope, psych. You show up at this mansion and then it's like, hey, this is where the real escape room begins. So I had to leave shortly after that. I'll finish it again, I'm sure later, but that was a lot of fun. And I hope that they have more escape rooms.
What was the name of that game again? It was
VR chat, and you can actually play.
Yeah.
You can actually play VR chat on your PC, like without a VR headset, and interact with people who are in VR. But obviously, it's a lot better with a VR headset.
Yeah,
better.
That's cool.
That was really cool. Figuring out all the riddles and stuff. There's Escape Room Simulator on Steam right now. There's the Steam Spring Sale. That looks pretty fun. Maybe I'll get a couple people to
listen. The
Yeah.
Steam Spring Sale is going on right now.
It started today,
Oh no!
and it goes to the 23rd. Yeah. I know. I got my paycheck today, and I was like,
Dangerous game, friendo.
I gotta take care of some other stuff first before I
Yeah.
can pay for the games. Anyway, so yeah, Steam Spring Sale is on right now, and I've got a couple games on my wish list that I will probably end up getting before it ends.
Ooh, Baldur's Gate is 10% off.
There you go. Helldivers 2, sadly not. And we'll get to that later as well. Also, really quick, just a sidebar.
Yeah. Sidebar.
Chicken's Rule is now in the Lake of Liurnia. We have advanced all the way. I'm not going to spend too much time exploring it because it's one of my least favorite zones. I don't really like it a whole lot.
Yeah, I like it.
It's okay. Like it's not the worst zone I think in the game, but
Yeah, Caelid is the worst zone.
It's not one of my favorites. No.
Caelid is the worst ever.
For me, I didn't like Altus Plateau the least. Caelid is pretty dope. There's a lot of like brutal stuff in Caelid.
Yes.
But
I know.
and I love I love the enemy style in Caelid. But Chicken's Rule is in Liurnia.
You know what those enemy styles are? Assholes.
Have you met the giant roly things yet?
Yeah, the ones with like the big head, like the shield head that you can actually get as a shield.
Yeah, and they swing their giant scythes around,
And they have
stuff. Yeah,
they're in like a car.
kind
The
of.
guy driving in the back.
They're on like a bit. Do you remember that movie Robots?
No,
Oh,
but
dang
it's like a wagon.
Anyway,
It's like they
No.
built it on a wagon.
no. No,
I don't
this
know.
is like they have like a ball instead of like feet, they have a ball and they just move on a ball.
Oh, no, I haven't
I
seen
gotta
that yet.
figure out what these enemies are.
All right. Well, that's
Anyway.
exciting. Chicken's Rule is doing it. Are you doing it level 1 or are you leveling up?
I'm level 30 something, I think. I am leveling up, but I'm only using weapons. I'm not using any armor. I'm completely naked except for my giant greatsword that I'm holding on to. Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah.
Are you an asshole? No.
Well,
I'm
no,
being
I've got a
100%.
loincloth.
So pretty much, if any boss hits you, you're dead.
No, I can take like 2 hits.
Are you leveling up your vigor?
A little bit. It's mostly like dexterity, endurance. I forget exactly what all it is. Maybe some strength. Did I do strength too?
Dude, why? Is this just so when
Because-
you beat it, you can say, and I finally beat it, and you go, hey, Marcus, I beat this naked.
No, it's because my goal is to do as much damage as possible. I don't want to because dodge rolling, cause for me it's easier to dodge roll than to like take a hit and have to heal and I'd rather put it all into damage. Is how I'm going.
That was a great save.
And
Great
you
save
can,
to
and
be
you
like,
can
Marcus,
fast
I beat the game naked. Like, come on.
Well, you can dodge roll faster when you're not encumbered by all that armor anyway. Like,
Yeah, right.
You,
yeah,
Kogas.
yeah, right.
you know, you just gotta dodge.
Who does
and-
Marcus feet naked besides himself?
Oh,
You,
that's
Kogas.
funny.
That's
Damn,
fucking
that's a
awesome.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm having a good time with that. Just in the little off time there. Steam
Nice.
Spring Sale is up. We already talked about that a little bit, but I've got a couple of games on my wish list. Ready or Not is like
Here I
a
come.
tactical FPS game.
Yeah.
And that's on sale. I'm hoping to get a couple buddies together, squad up, and do some more like tactical, kind of like in between Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six, maybe. I've been watching
Sure.
a lot of videos on it. Also, Into the Radius VR. It's a VR game. The second game is coming out soon too, but this one is more of, it's kind of Tarkov style, but a little bit more single player. I
Interesting.
think. So yeah, there's creatures, and you gotta run around and resupply and make sure that you're, staying alive, and it's really cool looking. That's also on sale. And I had one more I was gonna bring up too, but I forget. Anyway, those are the main ones, the main two. Sadly, no Helldivers on sale, which would have been epic.
I mean, it
Which
also
brings-
just released, didn't it?
Yeah, I
I
released
get
this
it.
year, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Which brings me to Game of the Month news. That's right, it's Game of the Month time. Helldivers 2, marching on through March, spreading democracy all over the place. They released some patches, buffed some guns. The flamethrower's up 50% damage. They nerfed some guns. The breaker shotgun has less ammo and a much higher recoil. And they adjusted the spawns for certain enemies in the hardest difficulties, which I thought was kind of interesting. So basically, the two biggest enemies for both sides, which for the robot automaton side, it's the Hulk, and for the I forget what the bugs are called, but for the bug side, it's the Bile Titan. And so they basically, in the hardest difficulties, they reduced the spawns of the Hulks and the Bile Titans, but they increased the spawns of some of the other enemies to try and counteract the having less main tanks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a great move, and also kind of an interesting move, because they just noticed, I don't know, they just noticed certain ways people were playing. They were, using certain loadouts too much or something. I don't know. But I thought it was kind of cool. I haven't played the hardest difficulty yet, but I've played on some pretty tough difficulties. It gets absolutely wild. The environment is really cool. They added in meteor strikes and ion storms, so it'll get really stormy and cloudy, and you can't call in your artillery and stuff. And then they'll have meteor storms where literally meteors will crash into the earth around you, and if you get stuck in one, you get killed.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you're called in an airstrike, and it sounds like you used a counter UAV.
Yeah, but it's meteors. It's different.
But it's the weather. I mean, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
but
But
it's the
it's
weather.
the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey,
yeah,
have you heard? I've heard that Helldivers is going through some stuff where people are removing people from their games if they're not wearing the meta.
Yeah, there's a story about that, but I feel like they made balance changes to now that gear isn't meta anyway, so.
Well, and also that's probably on the hardest difficulties.
Oh,
I don't
You get the same-
imagine.
It's the same crowd that does Nightmare rating. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah.
And it's also at that rate,
Yeah.
at that rate, why are you trying to pug the hardest difficulty? Try and get 4 people.
Get good.
Well, get friends, not get good.
Yeah.
Get friends. Come on. You
No
can't
meta
find
gear,
4
no
people or 3
Yeah,
people,
and-
I guess.
That maybe look at in the mirror, toxic people. Why can't you
Yeah.
get 4 friends? Because you're kicking people out of the party. Maybe if you were a little nicer, you could coach people along and they want to play with you again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly, Nick.
So-
it's the same issue in WoW. Like, just have a little patience. You know,
Yeah.
if you die a couple times, it's not that big of a deal. Just run it back.
It's just a game.
Although
It's not just a game.
it does make sense because, I mean, there are some slight negative effects of losing. Like, when you die, you just don't get as much. But
Yeah.
just chill. You know, if you expect perfection, get friends. You know?
Yep.
Then
Well,
you can
if they're
yell at them.
if they're taking loot away from you if you die, I can understand how that's going to create toxicity.
Well,
Yeah.
they can't take loot away from you. I mean, if you die with something on you, your teammates can go pick it up. It's how much you extract with, and everybody gets that much when they extract. The problem is they kick people before extraction and then extract so that,
Oh, that's not cool.
you know, people don't get the loot and stuff. I don't know. People are toxic. Just
Yeah.
get friends who won't do it to you, in my mind.
I
But
agree.
like I said, I have people to play with. We don't have this issue. Like,
Yeah.
I never have that issue. My biggest issue is one of us will crash mid-game. It happens almost once a match. One of us
like your
will
server
crash.
crashes?
No, like one of us will, like our game will crash, and so then we'll get kicked out of the match, and then we have to
that's annoying.
rejoin after relaunching. So it still has some optimization issues, but it's coming along. I think it's fine. It's probably worse than other games, but the game looks so good and it's a lot of fun. It's not that big of a deal because literally they just rejoin. As long as it doesn't happen right before exfil, you're fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. So I don't know. I've been taking it in stride. Come join us, Helldivers 2. It's a lot of fun. I play it pretty much every day. So there
Sweet.
it is, game of the month. Marcus, I know you got a lot to say. How's it been going?
I do.
Man?
Everything is good. I've actually had a very long work week. Well, so the last 2 weeks I've been going in either at 3, 4, 5, or 6 a.m. every day. It's complete mayhem at work, and I'm tired as shit. The overtime is amazing because you just print money for overtime, but
Yeah.
like it's tiring. But
I can
so
imagine.
my gaming has been a little light, just because I'm kind of burnt out. Actually, I am burnt out on streaming, like 100% burnt. I've been
Yep.
doing it for years. I'm spent. It's hard for me to click the go live button, but once I click the go live button, I have fun.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
the lead up to it is actually really hard for me right now.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
But that's why I changed the intro to whenever I feel like it. It's still going to be Tuesdays, Saturdays, or Sundays, but like, it's going to be less frequent. I'm not even saying, clan night, I might go live for, I might not. I do like streaming Elden Ring just because it is fun. But what I've learned also is what I've been doing the last 2 times I played Elden Ring, not on stream. I actually I recorded it in Streamlabs with the game sound, but muted my mic in Streamlabs. But I had my mic live in Discord, and I ended up hanging out with Doritos and cheese in just a Discord. And I had my gameplay up of it, but they were playing something else, and I was just screaming motherfucker, but nobody in the video could hear me. They could just see the game. So then because I've been writing a script, and it's definitely written like a 3rd grader, so I will fix that. But I'm going to be doing my first like actual YouTube video. Probably going to be about 5 to 6 minutes. It's basically talking about my experience in this game called Elden Ring. And then I've decided that the next Elden Ring trailer, I'm actually going to do a trailer reaction video for it. And when I find out that trailer's coming, I'm going to actually take a couple hours off of work early to be able to do it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
pretty excited for it and like start to do that because I'm just spent. I love hanging out with everybody, but I'm just spent. I have been playing a lot of WWE 2K24 with my son, and we've been calling it the champion of the night. So him and I will play it. It's the best of 3 matches, and winner is called the champion for the night, the champ. And the next day we do it again. So in the weekend, it gets intense. And like, I have not done the tutorial. Like, I'm just having fun playing him. But he ends up being like the character that's like a 99. And I'm characters that are like 60 and 70. And you ever play a fighting game with somebody who pushes the same button?
Wait, guys.
Yep.
Atrax, chat.
Yeah.
Do you smell that?
What
I smell like copium.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it must be some in the air.
Man,
I think it's coming from Marcus's mic or something.
What's wrong
Yeah.
with it?
I think it's coming through your mic.
What is?
The copium.
Copium.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, but you ever play a game with somebody who pushes like a fighting game and they just hit the same button? It's like the same boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. So
Yeah.
my
Just
son is
unlock
5.
you?
Yes. And basically that's what he does until my health is all the way down. And I have to rely on my pinning skill, like my break from getting pinned skills to be able to like get a move on. It's actually terrible. But then like the second fight or the first fight, I'll get really pissed and I'll just destroy him. I won't give him an opportunity. And then he'll start crying, Daddy, whoop my butt. And I'm like, get good. You know? Last night I was in Boston. I got home at 2 a.m. My friend and I went to AEW wrestling, which is another professional wrestling. I started watching it about 3 weeks ago, and it's actually really good. And I'm like a kid again watching it, but going to a live show and only have ever been to WWE before, this crowd is like... This is like going to, who's the raunchiest comedian out there right now? I don't know. It's like the difference is going to like the raunchiest comedian versus the most prim and proper comedian.
Yeah.
Right? Because like WWE is very family based and they want you to bring your kids and like that. Where like AEW is like, let's drink and fucking scream at the top of our lungs, and everybody that's there, like there were girls just walking like on the floor and people behind us were like, show us your tits.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like it was mayhem.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, it was wild. Like I was back in like the WCW like 1996 days. It was fucking hilarious.
Wow.
And like in these wrestlers, they're extreme. Like they didn't give a fuck. This dude jumped off the top rope and the guy moved and completely missed and he smashed his spine on the corner of the ring. And like that guy was hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he got fucked up.
Yeah.
And like I know it's wrestling and stuff, but still, I'm having a lot of fun. I'll talk about Elden Ring in a minute. The last thing is, so I joined a hockey team.
Okay.
All right.
All right, it's a beer league.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was talking to a guy I work with, and he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm on the best team. I'm on 2 teams. I'm on the best team, and I'm on the worst team. You should join the worst team. They'd love to have you. And I'm like, yeah, but I've never played hockey. Like, I've been skating like crazy, like training, believe it or not, because we're starting our own beer league team in September.
Okay.
But he's like, just come play with us. So next week, I'm going to be playing hockey on the ice in a game, and I'm going to get my fucking ass kicked.
Probably.
Oh my
What
god.
position are
I'm
you?
gonna, huh?
What position are you?
Out of breath.
Out of breath. That's a good one. So you're not goalie. You're not.
No, I'm just
All
gonna.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
don't be the goalie. Whatever you do.
Well, so funny story is my son's
I've heard you get
tryouts.
pucked.
My son's tryouts for his hockey team are next. I think it's like the 25th, which is a Monday, which is awesome because it almost was the 23rd, which would have completely interfered with PAX.
Yeah.
I would have had to come home early, obviously, but it's not, which is awesome. And his, it's going to be interesting. Nonetheless, I'm going to be a hockey coach, an assistant. I don't know.
You know who you should rope into that?
Dude, listen, I've tried to like rope him in. That dude, like I stopped trying or asking because like he's so wrapped up in shooting guns, going out to dinner for free, and talking about moving that like you can't even
window shopping for content.
Yeah, like you can't even talk to him. So I stopped. I was like, hey, Sundays at 11:30 is Ryan's practice. Come see him if you want. That's just how I leave it now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know when he'll get sucked in is once he's retired, like next season.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm not at work today."
Yeah. And
I guess I can. Let's go. I'm gonna get out of the house and go to Ryan's practice, and then he's gonna be like. He's gonna be yelling from the stands, "Hey, just do this tip," and he's gonna be like, "What?" And then the next practice he'll be there and he'll like actually get on the ice and show him something, and then the next practice he'll like do it again, and then sure enough, like 3 weeks later he'll have the whistle on the clipboard.
Yeah, well,
Again.
So every day we're in the store, Ryan, my son, wants goalie gear, and he only wants to play goalie, and I'm like, no, dude,
No.
not right now. And that's all he talks about. And
he wants to just have all the armor. I would assume.
Well, he wants to play goalie.
Just let him play goalie.
No,
bro,
it's the most expensive
bro.
stuff
The
by
pants,
a lot.
even kids' used pants are like $400.
No,
Pants or pads?
Pads.
No. Look,
Oh, yeah.
look. All right. I'm telling you that right now. www.tempurpedic.com/pillows. All right.
That's funny. Yeah.
Get some nice memory foam pillows. All right. Get some good roll of duct tape. Maybe some twine. Strap them on there. You'll be fine.
So next week is PAX. I'm super looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
You know it.
It's going to be a really different experience for me this time because I'm going to actually force myself to chill and like during the day because I'm going to be we're going to be there 3 days. So like 3 days in the expo hall or like be able to go to panels. There's actually a Dark Horse Comics panel that I want to go to because they're actually celebrating like the 10-year anniversary of the Mass Effect comics. And I read almost all of them. So I want to go there. But there's other things that I want to do this time. Like I want to rent those console games again.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know, like I got to go to that tank tournament again because that was just fucking awesome. The other thing about the PAX this time is like I really want to play video games that like make me uncomfortable, like a turn-based RPG. Just like instead of like playing it thinking that like I have to get off of this chair to go play something else, I'm just gonna sit there and play the game and like play it and not care how long it takes me to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like not try to get to everything necessarily, but just do things that you enjoy.
If I walk by a game and I go, and I did that a lot this year, but like I want to do it at another level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Because last year I did it, but we also had a bunch of appointments and like wanting to make sure that you made them.
Yeah, we did a lot of hustling.
Yeah. I sent an email to the last Epoch devs. I asked them if they were going to be at PAX East, and the person that responded said they weren't 100% sure.
Okay.
But if they are, they will let me know, and we can make sure they'll stop by and say hello.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it. Yeah. Nick. Is that really, 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 really hot ISB agent TK427's boss?
I cannot confirm nor deny the presence of any ISB agents in the facility.
Oh, shit.
officers or otherwise.
It's just a little backstory, everybody. As you guys heard in last week's episode, Atrax and I were trying to contact Nick from Rebel Base, and it has been destroyed by the Chimera.
The Chimera.
That's
Yes.
a good one.
Excuse me. I forgot entirely what I was going to say. I got to scroll back up. I was looking at
No, so Nick's
monitors.
so what Nick was going to say is it's official. Nick lives with his girlfriend, and he no longer has his balls attached to his body. They're now living
come on.
in Imperial Prison.
No, it's nice. It's nice. This room is nice. This is the room
It's
we
nice,
just
he
renovated.
says.
It's nice that
No,
he
it's
doesn't
nice.
have his balls anymore.
No.
Flip it.
It's
Damn it.
nice, he says.
It's so nice that I don't have balls anymore.
It's nice. No, it's nice, guys. It's nice. It's really nice.
It's nice. Dude, we
It's
got to
not
get
what I
that
meant.
as a soundboard. It's
Oh, yeah.
nice.
No, it's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, so I moved to the Death Star. No, I've basically been living here for months and months now, so I'd sleep at my apartment like once a week, maybe. So it's really not a big change. It's more of a relief than anything, and it's like exciting that I actually have all my shit here now. Like I have to do some tidying. Like I have a couple bins. You know, you always have like a lot of bins of stuff that like you don't want to throw away, but you have to keep. So that just like goes in the attic or in our case here. Like
Your stuff.
yeah, like just your stuff that you don't really use, but it's like, you know, pictures of you when you were a kid and things like that.
Yes.
Like this room's like mostly done in here. I want to change the lighting. I don't know if you can see. Well, it's a space heater, but I've got some janky lights that I had in my apartment. I want to get like a lamp for behind me that I can like change the lights of, so I can like make it podcasty in here. But it doesn't
Why
look
don't you
cheesy.
get recessed cans for the ceiling?
They already has them.
So turn those on and dim them.
Oh, I got to put a dimmer switch in there.
Hey, that
But
sounds like a
I want
Stormin
colors
problem.
and stuff too, so I could like
Yeah, get the Philips Hue ones, and you can change them by your phone.
yeah. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Nice.
Like updating.
Yeah.
So I can have some cool lighting in here, but it doesn't look stupid. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is nice. And I threw up some Star Wars artwork. TK427 made me a cool Star Wars throw that's on the bed. Well, you can't see it because it's dark. But like, see how I have that cheesy light over there? Like that was at my apartment, and that was like $10 from Amazon. And then like the other light, which you can't see, I'm in the way.
This is the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. The other light you can't see, it's over here. It's just like one of the stupid like panel LED ones from Amazon that you gave me, Marcus.
Yep.
Hand me down. So I want to upgrade the lighting, but
Yeah, of course.
before I continue gaming stuff, more real life things, that job that I was interviewing for, I did get. They offered it to me, but I turned it down because the money was not enough. So,
And they wouldn't budge.
no, actually, to give you more context, they offered me the job and offered me a number. That's pretty much what I make now. And then it was like a little bit more, like $1,000 or probably $2,000 a year more. But that's not enough for me to change all my insurance and doctors. The benefits are actually a little bit worse. And they get paid monthly and not weekly or biweekly, which is terrible. I've never even heard of that before.
Actually, all right. So do you remember Shane Shepard? I shouldn't really dox the guy.
Oh, sorry, Shane.
Yeah. So Shane worked for a corporation, and they paid once a month.
That's wild.
And he's like, dude, you get crushed on taxes.
Yeah,
I
'cause
bet.
it's a much larger amount.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. So between all those things, you know, it wasn't worth it. So I just said no. But no, they also. So I counter offered. Sorry, let me backtrack. I'm paraphrasing by saying I declined it, but I counter offered, and then instead of like them continuing to negotiate, they just said, oh, "Okay, never mind. We'll just continue our search for candidates." I was like, "Wow, all right. Well, that sounds pretty toxic. I'm glad didn't really want to work there anyways now."
Yeah, like most companies, you can come back and say, hey,
I need X number. And
I
like,
need
okay,
X
see you
number.
later.
And they're like, or they come back and say, look, we can't give you X number, but we can give you 20 grand.
yeah,
Or 10 grand or whatever.
or whatever.
Or
yeah.
Y.
Or they can
Yeah.
say like, oh no, we actually can't budge on it. Whatever. You know, like,
Right.
okay. But no. So
Well, I'm guessing that you're not the only one that denied the job for that reason.
Yeah, because the job. I had a flag had been raised from the get go for that because the job had been open for when I applied for like 130 something days already.
Oh yeah, so
By the time I'd gone through 3-ish weeks of interview process and getting back to me, it's another. So I'll call it 150 days. That's why the job's been open so long. They don't want to pay the people. You don't want to pay anybody.
they're not willing to budge and even negotiate.
Yeah, and even the pay is not that high for this market. Like where I work now is an hour north in a less. I don't know.
Now that you live down there,
Intense.
are they going to let you work from home more?
Yeah, that doesn't really have any bearing, but no, it'll still be like once a week
Okay.
at the current position. But yeah, it's the commute sucks, but everything else is better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's nice, like coming to like
Home to
back
the wife.
yeah, and the dog and the whole clean house and everything, all neat and tidy. It's not like
Well, it's not like your apartment wasn't clean.
yeah, but it's like there's clean and then there's like clean, like.
Yeah, but that's like museum stuff. Like it's that. See, for me, like I guess because you're like you're basically working in a clean room all day, every day.
Yeah.
So it's easy for you, but I can never imagine coming home to that clean of a house every single day and like being yelled at every day to take off my dirty clothes at the door. Like I could never hit
that. Just the
shoes.
shoes.
No. But you're in a clean environment.
Yeah, I don't have sawdust
Yeah,
everywhere
correct.
and like grease, and I work in an office.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But coming home
is
to
nice.
a dinner cooked, like I come home to a dinner cooked most nights, and that
is a game changer. Not have
is
to,
like you walk in and you smell it out in the driveway. You're like, what the fuck are we eating?
it's like, whoa, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And dog's all excited to see you. It's great. It's a big step up.
What's that song? Fuck, I'm trying to think. Hold on. You can keep going, Nick.
I will say though, so I have one of these at my office. I'll have to take a picture. I think I have a video I'll put in the Discord of the setup, but I have so if you like, I can hear the music playing.
You can't hear that?
No.
Really?
It's okay.
Yeah, 'cause, you're playing Single Ladies. and
Yes. Yeah.
You would get pulled from YouTube anyways.
Yeah.
So.
We're not on YouTube.
Well, not now, but don't we
Well,
upload the
episode,
audio later?
Yeah,
It would have been 5 seconds worth.
Oh.
that's enough.
Well, anyways, what I was gonna say is, so obviously you can see the door behind me, and
Yeah.
if I'm playing a game with my headphones, I'll tell you the brand and model and everything after the break. I can't hear anything, so I wouldn't be able to hear Taylor come down the stairs, and she loves scaring the shit out of me because I jump out of my shoes, like whenever you do the knocking sound like that. Exactly. That's why I have my one headphone off.
Yeah.
And so I bought on Amazon, they have these like essentially rear view mirrors you can stick to the back of your monitor so you can see behind you. So I could see if she opens the door. The problem is it's kind of
So
flimsy.
you can minimize the browser tab real quick.
No, but more no. I don't do that on my computer. I keep the computer bug free. Thank you very much.
I did not see that. Didn't see that one coming.
that's
So anyways, yeah, no, it's just nice. So I thought that was funny. All right. Another real life news. I got to sit and so I moved in officially, like my bed and stuff, which is actually in this room. It's a spare bed now. On Thursday, and that was the big move day. And then you guys recorded in the evening as I was continuing to set stuff up. Saturday night, I watched the UFC event, which was pretty sweet. With Taylor's brother Nathan came over. Shout out to Nathan. We got some J Tim's. Oh no, that was the next day. Then the next morning, he's a Man City fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, and they were playing each other Sunday morning at 11:45. So we got some J Tim's wings and watched the soccer game. Ended up being a tie, but it was a wicked good game. That was awesome. But then like between the moving Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like doing all that, and then the social things, then going right to work Monday, I've been not catching up still. I'm just like being tired. But yeah, I actually took the time when I set up my PC to do all the cable management. there's actually like no cables showing. The only cable you see is, well, there's two. The one is the power strip cable that comes out of the wall because you can't really hide that.
Yeah, you can't hide that.
And then I have my left speaker cable going to my, like I have it running along the bottom of the desk underneath. So you don't really see it, but then when it goes down to the subwoofer, like you can't really hide that.
That's
that is it.
yeah,
Other
yeah,
than that,
but like
no cables.
Yeah, but like
Perfect.
the rat's nest that it is like mine. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Or it was at my apartment. It was
yeah,
it was a
like
mess.
yeah, I get it.
This is much
It is
better.
definitely a good feeling when you do that, especially like if you're setting it up and you know that like this is where this computer or a computer is going to sit for a period of time. It's great to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to like if you can actually well, that's what I told Taylor too. Is like, hey, I took like 2 nights of just like I'm just gonna be down there like fiddling with things and like resticking stuff and seeing how it goes for like several hours.
Did she give you permission?
No, there's no permission. I was telling her. So
Well, did you?
proper communication prevents things. No, it's good to be like, hey, just so you know, this is important to me.
I had to do one in
dude,
your favor too. No, I didn't ask permission.
I didn't ask permission.
That's a good one.
Anyways, yeah, so it's nice. It's also really nice to have my PC all like cable managed. It feels like,
Well,
when you sit down, you know.
well, it'll be good once you're allowed to go downstairs and start playing some video games again.
Well,
True.
I did play a game, not a lot. I played a little bit of the Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty campaign, which is like standard issue, but just like play something. But all right, it's what I had downloaded. Okay,
I clicked the wrong one. I meant this one.
Well, that was a good.
it's the same.
I meant the SpongeBob. I wanted the SpongeBob
Well,
one.
yeah,
but-
no, it's what it is. Is he goes downstairs, and then she's lonely, and so she sends him a picture of her boobs or something, and he's like, "Fuck, I got to play a game for 3 minutes. I gotta go to her."
No, she can hang out on my bed that's right here if she wants
She
to
ain't
scroll on
hanging.
the reels. I will say though,
No,
it is a little.
what she does is she comes down and is like, let me watch some ASMR videos.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Nick,
God.
I want to be on the computer.
She did take over my setup when I first set it up with her friend, and they were like, "Oh, let's like just wanted to use it, like
It
looking up
has,
stuff
like,
on YouTube."
liquid in it.
Yeah, liquid cooling. No, they understand a lot of that, but yeah, they're just like, "Oh, they're playing the ASR videos because I hate them. I don't get the like fun tingly feeling. It's like creeps me out big time."
It's weird.
They're playing all like mukbangs or like people eating stuff. It's just terrible. Terrible.
That's
But,
the intro.
Yeah, well, the first thing was they saw my mic and was like, "Ooh, can we record ASMR stuff?" Which you definitely can. Marcus, the noise canceling software is going to just chop that all out.
I know that. That's why I was doing it.
But yeah. Speaking of that, I want to get one of those shock cages for this thing.
You can get it
Yeah.
at PAX East.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just wait at this point. What else? Yeah, next game I'm getting is Helldivers 2 when I get paid next week. I think I'll splurge the $40 and start
It's
fighting for
worth it.
democracy to save
It's
Super
so
Earth.
worth it.
My friend Fernando, shout out to Fernando, was and Nathan too. They're both playing it. A lot. So I definitely know I could scrounge together a squad and go start fighting some bugs and automatons.
On the lower levels, you don't even need a full squad. 2 or 3 will do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, still, I don't know. I also, when I set this up, when I was getting it all neat and tidy, Marcus, I think I talked about this before. Marcus, like, you should just get the Wave XLR mixer, which is really just like a big dial that you plug your mic and headphones into, and then it has one USB out to your computer, USB-C. It's really clean because then when you buy that, you get access to the what's the software called? Wavelink software, which is like a
it's
virtual
so good.
mixer. And the thing with that is the Wavelink software, that's what lets you assign software programs to individual channels, and you can do like a lot of channels. It's like 6 or 7, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? I don't know the exact. It's a lot. It's more than I need. I just need 2. I need my actual microphone, and then I need Discord, so that I
And
can have.
the best part
Okay.
about that software is on top of having all the different channels, you can add plugins to those channels like filters and EQ and stuff
Right.
to make it even more customizable. And like you can, have a button that you click and then it activates certain channels and you have like the radio sound for your mic or something like that. Like it's cool what you can do with Wavelink.
Yeah, Wave. It's awesome. I'm just the only thing I'm using it is that you can hear the soundboard because I have Riverside using that as my audio out or something. Is that right? I forget, but it's there. It's being picked up. I tested it before. So yeah. What was I saying?
Dude, the Wave XLR is sweet.
Do you have one, Marcus, or no?
No, I have to upgrade and make a switch because I have a Go XLR and they have stopped updating the software.
Oh yeah.
And every time I turn it on, it says update failed, update failed, update failed, which means that it's not being supported anymore.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is when Windows updates and changes some shit, it's just not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like it's like a ticking time bomb. The problem is the mixer that I want is like $400.
Why don't you just get what I have?
Because
it
would
of require thinking.
No. Because of streaming, I like the dials to be right here to be able to control the sound just by moving my hand, where you have to click up on a window and go into the software to adjust volumes. And for me, it's a lot easier for me to do it like that, and I'll spend the extra money. The other option is if I buy the new Stream Deck, it has dials in it, so I would have the Wave XLR and the new Stream Deck, and that'll have it. But if I buy both of those things, it's like $300. So I'm like just about there to the one I actually want.
Yeah, I getcha.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that hard decision on where it's going to go.
What's the new Stream Deck?
It's
That's
got
all the buttons.
Yeah. It's
Stream
basically
Deck
dials.
Plus.
Yeah. So you can basically set up, you use your Wave XLR software and you use that, and that's what controls each thing volume. So you can set those 4 channels to your microphone, your ear volume, your game volume, and internet. You know what I mean? Google Chrome.
That's nice.
It is nice, and that's basically what I have on my Go XLR, and it's really nice to be on the fly to turn something down or turn it up.
Oh, it's cool. In the picture, you can have your lights on there, too, so you can adjust your lights even with the dials.
I was just looking at that.
Yep. Yeah, so you can set those 4 dials to anything you want, essentially.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick, if you want a key light, if you Google...
I have a key light.
No. Go to Google and type in Elgato Key Light Air.
I have a key light, though.
That is a light bar.
No. This is what you'd use as a key. I'm using the
No, that's not... See what it is?
Yeah. But that's how I'm using it, though, because it's way above me. It's the same function.
Oh, this thing's pretty sweet.
That is a nice key light, but I need like background lighting, not foreground.
Well, yeah, but you put that on your desk and have the light facing away, and it lights up your room.
I know, but
the thing is crazy lights. Lighting.
Yeah, I definitely
so
like
back
this.
when Kogus worked at a store, he got me them. They were like $100 and something bucks. I got them for like $40 each.
That's nice.
I have 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look up a video for like how to do lighting. Or maybe I'll talk to
Harris Heller.
Harris Heller.
Yeah, he has
on
a pretty good
YouTube.
video on it.
And if not here, ask Randy.
That's true too. Oh, I know. What's his name? Oh, Max has great lighting in his setup too.
Yeah, so you can ask him at PAX.
Yeah,
2 here, 1 up here, background.
Yeah, I forget. There's a few like angles and like warmth that you might want. I know. I know there's things, but I don't remember what they are.
Sure.
So I gotta look into that. Let's see. Yeah, I've been thinking like since I've got this set up, that I remember way back, we had Holly Fields on. She made us an offer, probably not super serious about it, but to be like, hey, if you guys ever want to do voice acting or voiceover or something like that, like I'll be your agent essentially, or like I'll show you how to get started or something to that effect. And I was thinking about it as I'm like getting settled in here and looking at jobs and all that type of stuff. I'm like, you know what? I should try to like do that because I could read some things for like on like a Fiverr type of deal. They have that. I forget what it's called, where you can like submit auditions to voice
Cameo.
Cameo
No,
or
that's
like
different.
that's for celebrities. So like you want to say like happy birthday to fucking Larry or whatever, and then
Hey, Larry.
Okay, quick sidebar on this whole Cameo thing. So Steve-O, from Jackass, he was on Cameo, and Johnny Knoxville and I think it was one of the other Jackass cast basically saw him on there and were like, yo, let's prank him. So they made a fake account, and they had him like say all this bunch of stuff like, hey, I hope you get through whatever it is you're going through, and just like really wild, ridiculous stuff. He posted this on his YouTube channel. And then
after your anal leakage or whatever, like
something.
Yeah.
But enough to where like it seemed like a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And then so then after that, they gave him a 3-star review, and we're like, we sent you this and we paid you money, and like you didn't say exactly what it was. And Steve-O got pissed off. He like sent a video back like, who the fuck are you? Like, I said exactly what you wanted. Change your review, man. Like
that's really funny.
Hilarious. He did a whole video on it, but every time I think of Cameo, I think of that where they just straight up trolled him, and then after that, Steve-O quit Cameo because of that one review. Like,
I don't blame him.
Because then
funny.
once they do it, now a bunch of fans are going to start doing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
and they're just going to start messing with him. Like, I want to prank him like his friends did. Yeah, that's going to be a shit show.
So,
which like I get it. I would be tempted to do that too, but
this is going back a little bit. So when I first found out about Cameo, I actually contacted the guy from Dragon Ball Z, the one that goes, find out next episode on Dragon. And I was going to have him do our outro.
Yeah.
But when I messaged him, whoever his PR person has said he was having like throat surgery, like something was going on with his voice. And they're like, come back to us in a couple months. And I just kind of like let it go. But it's the actual guy that makes that like.
Well, that'd be cool.
Find out next episode of Dragon Ball
Z.
I could probably just record that at this point.
Yeah, but you're not that guy.
Yeah, but I could play him on TV.
Dang, Nick just got humbled real fast.
Yeah, like you're not that guy. Like you're not that guy.
Look,
like the whole point of it.
All right, look, I know you're trying to be a voice actor, but you're not that guy.
Well,
yet, all right.
Do you remember 80s rock that has come on the show? She is a streamer. She's in our community.
I'll admit, I don't.
Well, she was on the show a long time ago.
Well,
if you reach out to her, I can actually connect you with her. She does a shit ton of voice acting, and I'm sure she
always
can
have
help.
that screen name.
80s ADIES ROCK.
Remember the name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a terrible memory for this type of thing too. So.
Well, either way, what I'm saying, Nick, is she is active. She's in New York, and she like is very active in doing it. She does it a lot, so like she might be a good person to reach out to too.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. I will. Oh, and last thing for me. So Taylor, aka TK427, wants to decorate. So we're decorating this new room I'm sitting in because this is one we renovated in the basement before start renovating the rest. No, you guys are gonna laugh. So there's I don't know if you can see it. There's my desk here. You'll see it in the video that I post on Discord of the room, but there's an open space in the corner here. What the fuck? What the hell? You can't.
You gotta use it sparingly, Marcus. This doesn't
there
work.
we go.
Oh, dude, no, he's getting whooped right now, like hard.
So, see that corner between the closet door? There's the main door.
Oh, is that your escape vent up there?
Yeah, there was a window. Yeah, the escape vent. That's where you gotta hit the ion torpedoes. But that corner is pretty empty. So you're talking about what do we want to put there, right? what do we want to put there? Do you want to do like a fake plant, like a cabinet or something? And she's like, why don't we get like a life-size like statue of some life-size statue? What's that, a rooster?
Yeah.
No, a life-size. She was like, why don't we do a life-size statue of something from Star Wars? And I'm like, no, because and then she's like, yeah, it'd be like Obi-Wan or C-3PO or something. And I'm like, no, because I don't want it to look stupid, first of all. Second of all, I don't want a mannequin staring at me the whole time while I'm fucking gaming. That's creepy as shit. We're just like staring at you. And
Especially
she's
because,
like,
like,
how about a stormtrooper?
Jar Jar
And I'm like,
Binks.
yeah, and I'm like, man, of all the fucking Star Wars things that she could be advocating for, which, by the way, she actually hung all these up for me. So, credit where
because you
credit's
weren't
due.
allowed to.
No,
Yeah.
She kind of took the initiative and was like, I'll do it, whatever. I was like, okay, thank you. It was appreciated. It was a nice moment. But, like, damn it,
It was
of all the
nice.
Star Wars stuff that she
It
wanted-
was
she
it was
wants-
a nice moment.
all right.
All right. I will say, you
But
could
of
put
all
a
the Star Wars
helmet,
stuff that
though.
she wants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
she-
what I said. A cabinet
Well, so-
with like the helmet on would be cool, but I don't want fucking a guy like I'm gonna forget that it's in here and flick the lights on when it's dark and be like, Jesus fucking Christ. Every
Well,
time I walk in.
Stop being a pussy. Like,
Well, I
fuck.
am.
Well, the
Also,
other thing I was
I can't help it. Like, I am.
Well,
what I
the
eat,
other
okay?
thing, can I just make one fucking suggestion here? Or what you do is go buy one of like the mid-size Lego storm something like a
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Destroyer.
like a Lego something.
Yeah, and like you could put that on a shelf or put it on the windowsill to like up top
Yeah.
and like
That's
display
the
it
thing,
in
though.
it.
It's like it's in front of a window.
Well, right, but here's the other
no,
thing.
it's like a 3 or 4 foot.
All right,
gap.
so
We
but
got a lot
here's the
more
other
room than
thing.
it looked like
You
on
could
the
do a nice
webcam.
floating shelf and
I
like put it
literally
on
have
it.
Oh, I see
floating
what you
shelves.
mean.
Right. So, well, here's the other thing.
What we are gonna do above
They
like, the
could
Rebel
build
Rebel
it
windows.
together.
Well, I don't want Lego. No, not Lego. Like a statue of like a suit of like stormtrooper armor or something.
Yeah, but why don't
Like a
you just
mannequin.
build?
Oh,
well, yeah,
dude,
but why
could
don't you build
imagine, like a Vader? Just
Yeah,
He
just
comes
standing
in.
there like watching.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
But,
it's cool, but not in the room where like I'm gonna be just sitting there getting stared at the whole time.
That's why you build a Lego together.
No,
Build
it's
an-
not. It doesn't matter if it was Lego.
Yeah,
Well, first
like
of all, I don't
a Lego
want to.
Death Star would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yes,
it's really big.
But we're
Or
not
like a
talking
small
about-
That's pretty big.
Star
Wait a
Destroyer.
minute, wait, time out. Where did the Lego thing come from? I never said anything about Legos. There was
Well,
no
you
Legos
said-
Marcus, it was
involved.
Marcus' idea. He came up with
Yeah.
the Lego thing.
I'm not saying you didn't say it. Well, you don't want a life-size cutout. You have 4 feet. Like, put a nice shelf up and build a Lego together. It's something you can do together,
Yeah.
and then it's Star Warsy and it sits in your office. That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
You missed the whole cabinet part. You just started talking about Legos. That's
You
all.
could put
or like,
Legos in the
'cause, like,
cabinet.
that's what I suggested. Is like a shelf thing or something. That would be cool. We're gonna do something, but I don't know what. Because I do
It's
have a
not
bunch
my
of.
goal to just relate everything to Legos.
Damn it! Yeah, you could just build it out of Legos.
Like, oh,
Just build it out of Legos. It's all
Yeah,
about
just-
the Legos.
just do a Lego version. It's fine.
Ugh.
So in SWOTOR news, there was a game update this week, 7.4.1, and they added some, I would call it more of like feature content rather than like content. They
Okay.
basically, the new Galactic season came out. You can do that. And then they added like, they're calling it date night, where you can go on like private dates with your companions and like almost like date them.
Huh.
I don't know how else to
All
explain
right.
it. Like
It's
Like your
straight up
favorite
dating them.
yeah, it's basically speed dating or whatever. You're just so it's like fluffer content, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But but if you've had a romance in the game with this said companion for a long time, I think it's a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that they are talking, they're talking more since they've been taken over by Broadsword, and they've been doing that. But there's been a little bit of spice this week where when they updated it, they found out that some raiders have been using exploits to get their clears.
Okay.
But instead of finding out who those people are, they just took all of the clears away from everybody in the entire game.
Well, that's not cool.
since January. So, like, if you know any, like, I'm going to call it hardcore rating, like Nightmare rating or Mythic rating in these MMOs, it takes months to be able to beat these rates.
Yeah.
Like, these bosses are not easy to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes months, and then you work on it for months, and then all of a sudden they just wipe everybody out. Sorry, everybody. We're getting rid of the exploit. You have to redo it. Like,
That's not cool.
no. So there's some drama there. I feel bad for the Raiders out there, because that is a when your player base isn't giant anymore, and now you're pissing off the one community. Raid, you have to pay your sub to raid in the game.
Yeah.
You piss off the Raiders, you're gonna lose some subs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and the community is already small enough in the raiding community that, like, you're treading a fine line. So hopefully they get it right and they fix it moving forward.
Yeah. I have faith. There's a lot of good people working there,
For sure. In AIE news, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're trying Clan Night in Destiny 2 on Sunday nights. The reason why is because I'm finding myself more and more busy during the week. So, and it's been harder for me to be more consistent. Like, I'm there every week, but trust me when I tell you, it's been a lot harder for me to be there on Tuesday nights because of everything going on. So we're just trying it. We're going to try it for a few weeks and get everybody's opinion on it and see who's coming and see if it sticks. And if it does, we'll keep it to Sunday nights for a little while. So Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. Sunday nights, Destiny 2. And the second part of that is then I can play Star Wars The Old Republic on Tuesday nights if I have time for Mandatory Fun Night.
Mm-hmm.
So if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, top right-hand corner of the page. Click on that link to get to our Discord. Once you're in there, click on whatever game you're interested in, which there's a lot of them. Join that part of the sub-community. Ask for a guild invite. And we would love to have you. Side note, that before Nick has to go pee, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been hanging around in the Discord, being around for a long period of time. You guys are awesome that we do this show for you.
Yes, we do. And we'll be right back.
My God, what is taking him so goddamn long?
Nick, hurry up, man.
It's all that beer you're drinking. Come on, bro.
Rose before hose, man.
And we're back. So today we're talking PC builds. We're talking about our own builds, and our thoughts on different PC builds for different budgets, mid-level, high tier, low tier, super mega budget. We're chatting about PC building in general.
What's in your build?
What's in your build? Exactly. Let us know in the Discord. So I guess to start, I should just say, shout out to Marcus for getting me into PC gaming in general. And it's way better, and I have not looked back since. I think my first bit of gaming ever was on a PC, but then as I got older, it was all console. Because it was like the family computer, and you can't really play games on that level of computer anymore, like modern ones.
Right.
So it was all console, and then later as Marcus got into PC gaming, he started putting the peer pressure on me, play PC, and then my dad got a new computer for the basement that had a little graphics card in it, so I could play some older games at that point, like Skyrim and Fallout 3.
For reference, it had a GTX 560 Ti.
Yeah.
All right. Not
So
bad.
I don't even know what year that was, but
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was not a great graphics
well,
card.
Skyrim days, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Well, it was post that. I call it 20. I was in high school still, but Skyrim been out for a bit. I don't know. It was solid. It would run things fine. And yeah, I logged a lot of hours on that thing playing Bethesda games pretty much exclusively. And then I ended up I got a couple of gaming laptops, and now my desktop I got in 2021. Wow, is it
Okay.
that old? So yeah. So then 2021 I got my desktop, and now I've been like full PC gaming the whole time, and like
Alright.
occasionally console, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys want to talk? So a good place to start. You want to talk about our stuff first, or you
Well,
want to give some thoughts on like building it in general?
is this a working class question?
It
Let's
very
see
well,
here.
maybe.
No, I don't think it is. Okay,
You know, it may be useful.
because
It may be useful to go through the working class questions and then circle back to our builds.
all right, I guess it kind of is. Okay, I see one that's kind of it, but I was basically going to say, like, Marcus, why don't you share your entry into PC gaming and building your PC?
Oh yeah. How'd you get
Because
into
Nick
it?
went through his first one, so and
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to go through mine.
A buddy of mine, Dr. Doom, he was a friend of a friend that I met a long time ago, and I was strictly an Xbox gamer. Like
Mhm.
Modern Warfare 2, I was just an Xbox gamer. And I went over to his apartment one day, and him and his buddy, his two roommates, they had a 3-bedroom, and they were all gaming on PC. Like, Marcus, you got a PC? And I was like, no. They're like, you do now. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, let's build him one. And they got all excited. Like, and now, when you meet me, I don't seem like I'm a mega nerd, but like I really truly am. So like I'm surrounded by a bunch of geeks who like are IT guys, and they're like, let's build them a computer. What do you got? And they all like came downstairs to their dining room table and piled it, and we built
Like all
a computer.
the mishmash of extra parts.
All the mishmash. The only thing it didn't have was a video card.
Okay.
And they're like, fuck, Marcus, how much money do you have in your wallet right now? I was like, I think I got $100. And they're like, how much money do you have? I was like, I don't know. A couple $100? Like, I don't know how much I want to spend. All right, let's go. So I went to the Best Buy to find a card, and my first video card was a GTX 260.
Okay.
And
260?
Yeah, 260.
Okay.
A long time
Wow.
ago.
Yeah.
So anyways-
the GeForce GTX 260 was a high-end graphics card by NVIDIA, launched in June 16, 2008. 2008.
2028. Here we go.
Yeah, it's gaming. We're gamers now.
We're gamers. 2008.
Anyway, so-
okay.
Yeah, so it was a long time ago. Anyway, so we built the computer, and they're like, what are we going to name it? Because you had to name it back then.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
it's the Franken Slut. And I was like, all right. So then over the course of the following
All right.
years, every time I built a computer, it was called the Franken Slut. Franken Slut 1000, Franken Slut 2000, Franken Slut 3000.
Oh my god.
Then I got married, and she's like, why is your computer called the Franken Slut? Because she would try to, like, connect to the network on it.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, connect to Franken Slut. And I'm like, 6,000. And I'm like, fuck. And so eventually it got changed to, I don't know, Marcus's PC something.
Yeah. And that's tied to your motherboard, right? The name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
funny.
so if you ever hear me reference the Franken Slut, it's my computer.
Yeah. That's fine.
And it will forever be. But I never used a keyboard and mouse really for anything ever. So the first month of me learning how to use keyboard and mouse was awful. Like,
Yeah.
I was in tears. Like, I couldn't shoot anything. And I still can't.
Well, because
But-
that's when you were like super, super big into Call of Duty, like multiplayer, playing like
with it-
Black Ops 2, I think.
Yeah, but like Xbox controller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't get much better than that. But the point I'm trying to make is that it was a really strenuous month. But after a month, like, then it just becomes fluid, and then you
Yeah.
start learning and upgrading, and then learning more stuff. And then once you're introduced to the world of Steam, your life is instantly better.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
But-
yeah.
But something in my head is like, when I buy a PS4 or PS5 game, or Xbox game, I want the disc. It's just ingrained in my head.
Yeah, even though you don't have a disc on your computer, so you download everything through Steam. But...
Well, and the PlayStation, their hard drive space is awful.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I don't know why. Like,
Well, it's good to make it affordable.
Sell you on the upgradable hard drive.
I guess. Yeah. But it's still... Yeah, I mean, I don't have crazy storage on my PC either. But Marcus does, as you could imagine.
Yeah.
I didn't know you have I'm not going to spoil it yet because we'll go through our builds, but your solid state, I didn't know they made them that big.
Well, I have a few.
Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, I thought you had one with all that.
I think they do
what?
make them that big, but...
That's got to be expensive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like $500 or something. Anyway,
genetics.
My first built PC was back in 2014, 2015. I was in high school, and I worked at a lavender farm all summer to save up enough to build my first PC. It
Nice.
had an i5, and I forget what the Ks were at that point. I think it was only like 3300 or something like that.
Yeah, so which
And-
generation? So
Yeah, it was like
third gen.
third.
Yeah.
It had a Asus Z270 for the old chipsets, and it had a GTX 970, which had just come out that September.
Wow, that's
So-
a dope card for your first
No
PC.
kidding.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That was dope.
And it had like and actually I still have the liquid cooler and the power supply, 800 bronze. So my case and my power supply and my liquid cooler are all in my second PC, my second backup PC.
Got it. Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, hold on.
So
Just
that
a
was
quick
mine.
sidebar. Speaking of Steam, Doritos just started playing a game called Brotato.
Oh, that's a great
I
game.
don't really know what that is, but that sounds fun. So shout out to Doritos.
Do you guys know what time it is?
No.
It's time for working class questions.
Working class questions. Please don't DMCA us.
Yeah, it's only 5 seconds, so we should be okay.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely fine.
First
Oh
question
no, Nintendo's a litigious company. I'd rather not push it.
That is a good point.
Sorry, continue.
Hold on, I'm just realizing my formatting is a smidge off. Okay, now we're back. First question is from Tarquin. Quinn asks, glowing RGB cases, yay or nay? I'm
if you can
indifferent.
afford them, yeah. Why not?
I actually don't. I mean, I like RGB. I like to have lights on my fans and stuff, just so that I know that like everything's working properly. Like, but I don't really like the rainbow colors. Like, I set all mine to red, so it just all lights up red. Keyboard, mouse, fans, GPU, everything's just red.
Yeah,
But
I say
way,
go
like-
for it though. I think they're cool.
no, I think it's cool and it's fun to customize if you want. It's nice to have that option. I don't like it like going crazy with all the patterns all the time. Like, it's just
yeah,
I more like it. You know, my games that I'm playing are what I want to look at, not the PC. My PC doesn't need to be a spectacle. It just needs to work properly. You know.
yep. It's not on stream. I say that's most effective if you're a streamer and you like having your PC in view.
Right.
Then it's like
Right.
really dope to have all the stuff going off because people like to look at it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Marcus, yay or nay?
So I have it lit up, but I actually like the case to be black.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was looking at cases, and because I had to mess with. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But
I
I had to mess with some stuff and like go in there, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Do I need this case? Like, anyways.
The big one for me is I always have one fan that always goes out of color, and then it just looks fucking stupid because you only have 2 out of the 3 that
Yeah.
are lit up. You know what I mean? So for me, just keep it black.
There you go.
Yeah, I prefer it clean color, clean like not. I agree.
What about you, Trizzy?
Trizzy.
Trizzy.
I call when I'm not with him, I call him a Trizzy all the time.
Hey, Trizzy.
Yeah,
Pop the Trizzy.
pop it.
I say yeah, but I understand why people don't like them. I guess it just depends. My first one wasn't a glowing RGB case. This one, technically, the case itself isn't an RGB case, but it allows for lots of RGB stuff to be had.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's how mine is. Like, well, the fans on the case are what light up.
yeah, and the RAM and all that stuff. I like
Yeah.
RGB. I like stuff to light up.
Yeah.
Sovi asks, side panel displays, yes or no?
What do you mean by that?
So that
I
you can
think-
have displays in your case of like a little screen that shows something.
Yeah. So like your side panel, on your side panel, you can have a screen on it that'll show stuff.
No.
I don't bother.
I'm going to
with that.
say no. High pixel count water cooling die? I'm going to also say no.
No,
I
I can't. Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I was gonna say high pixel count for my monitor. Yes. Well, actually, no, I don't.
No,
I have
water
1080p
cooling.
monitors. But what's the high pixel count have to do with the water cooling?
That's
I
a
think
good
that's
question.
separate
I don't know.
questions without the proper punctuation. But high pixel count, I actually know. I wasn't sure 100%. Like I was trying to get my stuff to have good longevity with games, and I'd rather the higher frame rate. So I actually went with 1080 monitors. I think when I upgrade my monitors, way down the road, I'd probably do like 2K, or it depends. I guess by the time I upgrade my GPU and stuff at that point, I could probably handle all 4K monitors, but I have 3, so just 2K. Yeah, Marcus is saying no, because you had that for a while and it just bogs
Do
everything
not
down.
do that.
Yeah. I'll probably do 2K, because sometimes I can tell the 1080p.
You mean 1440p?
Yeah, 1440, whatever. Not past 1080 a little bit, because sometimes I can tell a touch, but like from 99.9% of the time, I can't even tell the difference. It's like sitting this close to it. Like 4K is good for a TV on the wall. That's 86 inches.
No.
What?
I disagree.
For a TV?
Well, no. I'm saying 4K on my monitor is legit
Oh, well, yes, but I think
breathtaking.
the juice is not worth the squeeze in that particular application.
Well, I can get to that after.
Yeah. But water cooling, I do have that. Or at least liquid. I'm assuming it's water in there.
Yeah.
But
It's not water.
okay.
It's a liquid. I think water would like evaporate.
It's like
and
antifreeze.
expand.
It's
Yeah.
like an
Yeah,
antifreeze.
It's like a sludge.
Right.
Sludge.
But yeah, I'm all for water cooling.
Yeah, I have. I didn't for a long time, but now with my new processor, I have to have water cooling.
Liquid cooling or water cooling?
Well, same thing.
Liquid cooling. Yeah.
Liquid
You guys are sidebar. You guys ever see people that have like the actually submerged PCs and whatever that weird liquid is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that creeps me out. I know it's not water, so it's like some non-polar liquid, but
Custom pumps are really cool too, where you can have like the clear tubes that you can see the
Mhm.
liquid flowing through. Those
Yeah.
are pretty dope as well.
yeah.
So my last computer, I almost purchased a full custom loop for it.
Yeah.
But then I was talking to the company and I was like, okay, what happens when I switch graphics cards? They're like, well, you're going to have to cut those pipes. You're going to have to drain the water or the liquid. You're going to have to drain it. You're going to have to get a new plate made for the new graphics card,
Right.
redo the piping, all this stuff. And I was like, does it ever fail? And she's like, actually, it does.
Pretty
If you don't do it
regularly.
right or you don't seal it or this or that, your computer's fried. It's like, not interested.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Like, if you're going to hire a like Digital Storm, first one that come to mind, or Stints Builds to do it and they do the custom loop and it blows, well, then at least they're going to have to warranty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like
but-
they're going to, like the only way somebody's doing a custom liquid cool on my computer is if that shit's got like a 10-year warranty.
Yeah. Or at least 5.
Nah, fuck that.
You upgrade your
'Cause
PC way more often than 5 years, Marcus.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good
I
call.
would say, yeah. I feel like you would in 5 years you change your graphics card, at least.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
He
guarantee.
changed his whole PC in 5 years.
No, I know. I'm just saying. When's the
No,
last
I
time-
didn't.
No, you didn't upgrade your motherboard.
No, I had a 9900K for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
call it 7 or 8 at least. But yeah,
what size build? ATX, micro ATX, or micro ITX?
I have an ATX currently, but
Me
I
too.
would contemplate going even a little bit bigger. No, Marcus, yours is bigger than an ATX.
No, mine's ATX.
Oh, that counts too, because that thing's
No,
huge.
the ATX is the size of your motherboard.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like ITX is like a little like cube motherboard.
Little
that's-
mini.
A micro ATX is smaller, and then the full size.
Oh yeah, no ATX for sure.
Yeah.
But it says in terms of the size of the case, that's different. I think I have like a mid case. I think technically. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'd contemplate going a little bit bigger because it makes the cable management easier and cooling, but it's bulky, a pain in the butt to move around.
Some mini PCs are really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like the little mini ATX boards. You can do
Mhm.
some pretty cool stuff with them, especially if you know what you're doing or if you want to do like a budget build. But I'd say the standard, I think, is ATX. So that's what I always go for.
Yeah.
For,
Yeah.
Like a big, bulky PC.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I have a micro ATX or mini ATX board, a brand new processor and RAM, like for a small build because I was going to build a streaming only PC, and then they came out with the 3090s, which had the NVENC card in it, so I
Right.
didn't need a dual PC setup.
Right.
Sovi also asks, Intel or AMD?
Oh, Intel.
I prefer Intel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what somebody says. It's like you buy Intel because it's guaranteed to last. You buy AMD, it's gonna blow up in 6 months. Like it's like the AMD is like the Walmart of motherboards.
No, processors. You mean?
Processors.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AMD, NVIDIA, or Intel Arc? I'd go NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. I do Intel NVIDIA combo only.
Yep. Blue and green.
Yep.
So I would say NVIDIA, but I would never buy another AMD card, but they have stepped up their game with their video cards, and the AMD software is actually good now. Like they're actually making good video cards, but I still wouldn't ever buy one.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of, just to revisit the CPUs real quick, I saw people on Reddit, somebody asked, like, compare, like, what would you buy? The 13th gen i9 or, whatever AMD's top of the line processor is. And it's like, well, if you're gaming, they said that a bunch of people said the AMD one. And they said if you're doing other stuff, maybe the Intel, although you're not going to be able to cool it because it's got that cooling problem. But, I get, they do, obviously people think differently than we do, but yeah, I just have like the super brand loyalty to Intel I don't like, it's such a big purchase and important part of your PC, the processor. So like, I just go with like what gives me the peace of mind, even if it's like technically slightly less better performing than like the AMD equivalent or not, or whatever. But
yeah.
Marcus,
Yeah,
what is our
I've-
next? Oh, sorry, Atrix.
I was going to say, I have some friends who had AMD and like it was good and they got a really good price on it, but they had crashes and stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
In my experience, Intel is just more reliable.
So the new AMD cards are chips are wonderful. You get a lot of processing power. They're really quality made, but for me, it's something about my past experiences with them that I won't buy them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm with you.
Wargus asks, cup holder or no?
So at my apartment, I did. Here, I don't because it looks stupid.
I don't need a cup holder. I got a desk.
But you know what I have been thinking of doing is like getting. They must make like a silicone mat, like you have that shit for like like a lick mat for dogs. They must make one that's like a cup holder, or they must make those for babies too. You can make into a cup holder for the desk. If not, I'm gonna
What?
invent this product and make money. All right, so you know what? Like, you ever see like, I don't remember where I saw it, but like a silicone mat that has like a little cup, and like I'm pretty sure it's for like little kids. All right, that has nothing to do with Taylor. This is my own
I know what you mean.
neuroticism. But like, it's a mat with a bowl built into it. You can definitely do the same thing for a cup holder, so it's like clean and tidy and like looks nice.
Well,
but I also don't want to just
think-
put stuff on the desk because like then you get the spill risk, and I'm wicked clumsy.
Well, wouldn't you have a
So why
spill
not
risk
just
if
get
it's
the cup holder on the desk, on the side?
Because it sticks out and it looks weird, and I'd like brush by it.
Well, but then you'd have to.
They put it on the side of the desk.
Dude, hold on.
Well,
I'm
it's
so
got
confused.
pre-drilled holes.
Wait,
So you can't
I'm really
drill into
confused
wood?
about
I
this,
can.
like
It's MDF.
this above desk cup holder thing, because if it's a silicone mat and you hit it, it's gonna spill.
No, it stays on the desk.
But if you hit the drink is gonna out and spill all over the place anyway.
Oh no! You're thinking of a suction cup. It's like a cup. Imagine a cup holder,
Right,
like a cylinder, like half a Pringles can.
right.
Dude,
That's-
just buy
But it's on top of the desk, right? So
Yeah,
it
and you're
sticks
gonna hit
up.
it. It's still gonna spill.
You wouldn't be able to knock the drink over even if you hit it.
But it's a
But the
silicone
liquid
mat.
is yeah.
Yeah, but the silicone part sticks to the desk, so it's like
Not
wicked
that
wide.
good.
It's got this wide base. You wouldn't be able to knock
Dude,
it
this
over.
is like, bro. There's
I'm
nothing
going on
wrong
Shark
with.
Tank, okay?
All right, listen.
I can't
There's
wait.
nothing wrong with screwing a small cup holder that's black to the side of your desk.
Bro, or just watch where you put your arms. Like, it's
No,
not
that's
that
way-
hard. Or put it
That's
behind
way
your
too
monitor.
much. Like,
so I
logic
have
and reasoning.
I have an
Okay.
L
dude.
desk. So right now I'm facing a wall. Right, my camera is here on like my 45 degree. Then I have a 90 degree part of the desk. My drinks are right here on the right of me. So like I have no risk of spilling on my computer. Right. I understand what Nick's saying. He startles. He jumps, his elbow hits it, he dumps it on the top of his desk.
Right.
But the easy fix is a fucking cup holder on the side of the desk.
I'm just
And-
saying you're not a gamer until you've spilled at least 2 or 3 drinks into your keyboard. I've done it on stream multiple times.
Oh yeah, I could tell Marcus has done it because of the keyboard he gave me, this Razer one. I
Oh,
spent
that
so
one
long-
that one has got trashed. But you know what's awesome? Shout
works
out to
great.
Razer, not sponsored. The fucking keyboard still works awesome.
It does. I cleaned
Also,
it up, and
those
you can't even
weren't
tell it's
spilled
like
drinks.
brand new.
Do you have a black? That's so sad.
Black Widow
Yeah, I got rid of the
chroma.
stupid pink space bar.
Oh, the pink space bar was amazing.
I have a story about that. I'll talk about it. I could just talk about it now. Actually, I ordered like 3 of them from Amazon. They all didn't fit, even though they said they were supposed to because they're like knockoffs from China. Because like Razer doesn't want you to sell just a keyboard or space bar. I mean, they want you to go buy the entire like $40 set of keys. It's like 30 something, whatever. But yeah, so that's
you know what's really funny?
this one
is-
matches, but not really. Just the top is black, the rest is like clear.
Well, you know what's
looking.
really funny is that I found all the keycaps.
I was only I was only missing one.
I know. I have a whole pink set with one black space bar.
You fucker! Give me the space bar then.
No,
Yeah, you
give
can
them all
have it.
the other ones except the space bar.
I don't need the pink ones.
Oh, that's
dick.
fucking
man.
hilarious.
Well, yeah,
So
I
we
gave
seem
you the
kinda
pink keys
divided.
back.
I say no cup holder. Marcus and Nick say cup holder.
No, if I can figure out a way, I'd like a cup holder. It's really nice to have one.
So, like,
I mean,
if you're
the other
worried
problem
about,
is, though, like with my water, I just use these giant jug anyway. It's like
you can get it one of those. Or just get a hook.
yeah, but
Just
for
get
this
a
thing, it's like
coaster.
this is so big. I'm not worried about spilling this. I'm worried about spilling like
A
pint
beer
glass.
Well, so
Yeah.
so here's the other thing: is if you're I'm guessing it's to your right. Put it on the far side of your desk, so like if somebody opens the door, you don't see cup holder. If
yeah,
you're worried,
well, the door is to my left, so I'd probably
yeah.
put
So
it-
that's what I'm saying. So you would put the cup holder to your right.
yeah.
It's so that you won't get in trouble.
Oh my god! No, you know, I would like something that I could like.
Are
go
you
drinking
under the
drinking
desk a
beer
little.
again while playing
no,
video
no.
games?
Oh come on!
I can't believe there's a cup holder on the desk. That looks so ugly. Ugly.
No.
I can't tell you.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that was your words.
It does look ugly. It does look stupid. It looks stupid. The one that came with it looks like...
Yeah, but you could get a nice one.
Yeah, I just Googled it
Just
on
tuck it
Amazon.
off the side. Yeah, but like, hey, you know what? It's nice.
See, okay, so Amazon sells a product that's like what I was talking about. Table coaster,
link
the
it
original
in-
anti-spill table and desk cup holder.
Oh, I
RV
can't
and
wait
boat
to
drink
see
holder, a
this.
tip-proof coaster with tacky base and walled profile to prevent spill.
Do you
Send
guys
it
see
to
what
me.
Wargus wrote in the kick chat?
No.
Yes, Wargus, thank you.
Hold on, hang on, look at this.
His girlfriend probably makes him wear a bib when he's too. Marcus, that's not true. It was one time when we were eating lobster, okay? I'm kidding. This thing's actually sweet. I think it's ceramic.
Oh, that sounds like it's gonna break.
No, it's I don't know what it is, but
All right, moving on. The
Move.
next
That was
question is
that was
from.
a lot of time on a stupid cup holder.
Who, I know. Who asks our next question, Nick?
It's Doritos. Doritos asks, "Can you ever have too much memory?" Marcus,
No,
what do you think?
no,
Okay, real
Yes.
quick, how much RAM do you have, Marcus?
64 gigs.
Oh, okay. I thought you had 128.
So I
He
did. So
used
did
to.
no. So I did when I was working on building my computer. I bought 128 gigs, and I was buying a little bit of it at a time, and I returned half of it so that I could buy the rest of my stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah, you don't need 128.
But you- well,
64
so-
is overkill, and
but-
I also have 64
but again,
for the record.
So okay, so to defend that a little bit, and I'm not saying 128 isn't an excessive amount, and it's not going to be still an excessive amount in 5 years, but I generally keep my processors for a long period of time
Yeah.
until it like doesn't do the job that I need it to. So pre-buying a lot of RAM is always good because you're prolonging the longevity of your CPU.
Yeah, because you don't have to like think about upgrading it.
Right. And like I
I get
usually upgrade my RAM every time they go from DDR3 to DDR4 to DDR5 now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, the difference between DDR4 RAM and DDR5 is not that much.
Yeah. I
They're
have
saying the
DDR4.
next, when DDR6 comes out, that's when it's really going to be a jump in.
performance.
Yes.
Sweet. Atrax, how much RAM you got?
We got 32
32. Yeah, that's plenty.
GDDR5 at 6400 clock.
Nice.
Oh.
I don't know how much. I don't know how fast mine is. How do I check that? That's not under about, is it? All right. Well, this is the next section. Let's keep going. Doritos also asks, "What's a good starting point for someone buying their first computer?" That is a good point. I think the first thing you need to figure out is your budget. Like, how much are you willing to spend? And I think if you really want to start, I mean, if you're playing games on it, right? I would say, I haven't looked at building it, but if you're going to build a PC, I think you need to be comfortable spending at the absolute bare minimum, like $500 to $600
Yeah.
without peripherals. Thinking that's without your mouse, keyboard, and monitor, and speakers if you want. So, like, because you got to
Yeah.
figure,
That'll get
it's
you
a lot
low
of-
to mid.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's, you got to be comfortable spending that. Maybe you can find some bargains here and there, some used parts or something, but under that is like you're going to be getting used stuff, hand-me-down things to make it work. But
I would say, go ahead, Atrax.
I was just gonna say, like, it also depends, and this is kind of getting into the next question, but it kind of depends if you want to build or if you want to buy one, because at least currently, it used to be that it cost less to build a PC than it did to buy an assembled one.
Mhm.
Now you can kind of argue that some pre-builts are almost as cost effective as building your own. Maybe not necessarily like a ton cheaper, but if you do the pricing out, some parts can actually be like, you can actually get the same parts in a pre-built cheaper than building your own. And it's
Right.
not like always the case, but sometimes. Now the
Yeah.
prices have like balanced out a lot more. It used to be
Yeah.
really heavily favored in one way.
yeah, I agree. I'd say at least that, but if you're like trying to build a solid one that you're like would notice the difference in performance above, a console, I think you're spending well over $1,000 at least.
I say 1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah, before you're like gonna notice that okay, this is a noticeably better experience. At least to start. It's a lot of upfront cost.
You'll get you'll get 120 on good to max settings on a lot of games for like definitely for HD, but for Ultra HD like 1440p, I'd say 1,000 to 1,500 if you want 120 frames.
Yeah.
It's probably how much it's going to cost. Marcus, thoughts?
I've been thinking a lot about this while you guys rambled on about all the stuff about your first, but I would say the good starting point for someone is a budget. Like, no matter what, is say, okay, what's your budget? And
right.
if somebody says to me, I have $500, I'm going to tell them buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And I don't mean that as a dickhead, right? Like, I'm saying it like to give somebody the best experience, because what's going to happen is this is why, and I'm sure we'll talk about my graphics card later, my mindset on graphics cards. But the reason why is, so if you play on a PlayStation 5 graphics are your medium setting on a PC. With ray tracing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's the quality you get on a console.
Yeah.
And it's good enough where, like, my first Frankenslut computer, like, I was barely playing games on low.
Right.
Back then. You know what I mean? Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was, I think I got to play it on medium.
Right.
But my Xbox, I thought, looked better.
Well, because, yeah. It probably
But, like, my game, I couldn't even play, like, I could play Crysis on low. And that was like a 10-year-old game, you know what I mean?
No, that was, Crysis count to, like, I think 2007 or something.
Yeah, but it was, it was out.
Yeah.
When I got the GTX 260, it was old.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Doritos asks, the next question is, build a new computer or buy a pre-built one? Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I've built every single one of my computers. The next one, I am getting pre-built.
Yeah.
Like, the next time I buy one, I'm getting exactly what I want. It's going to cost me $3,000 or $4,000, but I'm going to get exactly what I want. It's going to be pristine when it shows up. I'll have to insert the video card when it gets here, but like just the cable management and like the quality of the build versus me doing it is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if it's your first computer, I would buy it pre-built. I wouldn't try. I mean, it is like Marcus and I helped Marcus put together his current PC, and I learned a lot doing that. It really takes away the like mystique and like intimidation factor of trying to build it, and like, oh, computer parts, it's like this big fragile thing, and it is fragile and stuff, but like, once you know what everything does and where to go, it's a lot easier to troubleshoot stuff. So there is definitely value in building a PC, but I would say for your first one, just buy a pre-built, because they're accessible at all different ranges. They have them, and you can get whatever you want, but yeah, I would go pre-built for your first one, and then if you're a vet, then I think building a PC can be fun. But what about you guys? Or Atrax, what do you think?
I mean, if I'm going based solely off my experience, I think if it depends on how much you want to build your own. I think if you are like me and you're, okay, well, I've got a gaming PC, but that's cool, but like, it's another thing to say I've built my own.
Yeah.
If that kind of matters to you, then, and you get enjoyment from building stuff, I think doesn't matter really what it is, then you'll enjoy building your own computer if that's kind of like the person you are. But if you don't want to go through all the hassle, then you can just buy a pre-built one. Like I said earlier, the gap isn't that big anymore. It used to be a lot wider, but I personally think anyone with enough research could build a computer because it's, if you can build a Lego set, you can more or less build a computer. It's just knowing which parts go where. And like Nick said, being careful, which I think most people are when they spend $1,000+ on pieces. You would hope that you would be careful, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I am not careful. I throw those fucking parts around and they work great.
You're a little different,
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah.
But
You're careful in
Either way.
You're over exaggerating. You're careful
Yeah.
with the things you need to be careful with.
and I
Yeah.
imagine the first
But-
time that you went through it, you were a lot more careful than when you kind of
Yeah.
knew what you were doing. So, like, at least
And
the
the
first time you go through it, you're like, ooh,
And- Well, the
Yeah.
other thing too is I guess my mindset is a little bit like clouded on a pre-built too, because I don't build a computer and then once it's all outdated, I buy a new computer. I upgrade
Right.
like, oh shit, my RAM is shitty. I got to upgrade to 64, or I need a new video card. Pop out the video card, pop in a new one.
Yeah.
So my old case and computer, it was old because
Yep.
it's been through generations of parts.
Upgrades, yeah.
So that's where building a PC is awesome, because once you learn that, okay, the motherboard goes here, it only goes in this way. You have the pre-drilled holes for the mounting, and then, okay, this is how this goes. This is how this goes. And once you find all those little stupid plugs that like for the case fan and the USB,
That is tricky.
all the
You know what I
fan
mean? But, like,
plugs, yep.
yeah, but like once you do that, it's done.
Mhm.
So for me, it's like, and then, oh shit, I got to upgrade something. Oh shit, I know how to do that.
Right.
Yeah. And you can upgrade pre-builts, but it's a lot more tricky, especially as a beginner. But
yeah, that's
don't
what I
know.
mean. That was me. This was pre-built, and then I enlisted Marcus's help for the first few things. But
Yeah.
when I've added a couple an SSD, upgraded my RAM. Well, that's easy. That's you literally unplug it, plug it in, and then I upgraded my Wi-Fi card recently. But
Wired,
all right,
or
wired.
wireless keyboard, mouse, headset.
Wired keyboard,
yeah,
wired
keyboard.
mouse.
Yep.
And for a long time, I used wireless headphones, but ever since I got the Go XLR, it has the headphone jack only. I have a wired headset, but I use my studio headphones because they sound so fucking amazing. They don't have surround sound, which I don't miss it because these sound so good. Like, they sound so good, but look at the ears on them. They're shot.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, 'cause
yeah.
you wear them all the time.
Yep.
It's time for an upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. I well, it depends. So for work, like working at an office, I use wireless because I don't really care. I don't care about the fractions of latency and stuff. But for gaming, I have a wired keyboard and wired mouse.
Right.
And then my headphones are wireless. Well, for the podcast, I use these wired ones from Audio Technica because for the quality like that. But I use a wireless surround sound. It's the Logitech
35.
935 wireless, and that's got the 8.1 surround. For in Call of Duty is really what I like it for the most, to have like the directional things you can hear people coming and stuff. But
I love those, and then I got the G733s, the Logitechs. Those headphones are so legit.
what'd you do?
Seven.
Did they break or something?
No, I still have them.
Oh.
You can have them if you want them.
Yeah.
They're like brand new. They're legit. I love those things.
So
I
I'm
just
always
admire-
if you can manage with wired, go for wired. Solely off of the fact that you don't have to worry about a battery degrading over time. Whether
That's
you
true, too.
keep them
It's a big
plug it
deal.
in or not, it's going to happen faster than just a normal wired because it completely bypasses the battery. You don't have to worry. Like sometimes even the battery can go out, and even if it's plugged in, it just doesn't work well because the battery's
Mhm.
completely shot. So wired, you're kind of, you're worried about the wire. I guess it kind of depends on what you take care of. I know some people have like one of my friends has his computer actually plugged into a TV, so he uses all wireless stuff and it's no problem for him. So there's like no issue with wireless things. It's just, for me, like some people will say latency and stuff. The average user isn't really going to notice latency.
Yeah, you got to really you're cutting it, splitting hairs.
Yeah,
for
like you're really
first-person shootery things and stuff,
You're really trying hard. Now, there are some instances where wireless will mess up, and that really sucks, but I'm always, if you can swing for wired, go wired. I think your stuff will just last longer in general.
Yeah. I concur. Doritos asks, what was your first computer?
Mine was the Franken Slut 1000.
Yeah, mine was this one currently that I'll describe later.
My actual first computer, my grandfather built for me when I was
nice.
Yeah, like I was a little kid, maybe 1 or 2. It ran Windows 97. It had 5 megabytes of, was it RAM? I think it was RAM.
Yeah.
And like maybe 500 megabytes of space. And I would play Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver and Adventure Pinball Forgotten Island and the Space Cadet.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the Space Cadet Pinball or something like that. Anyway, that was my first computer, and those were good times. Windows 97. Myst.
Well, my first computer was a Packard Bell, but that wasn't mine. It was like the family one.
Well, yeah, of course. Mine too. I don't remember. It was all gray.
Or was it mine? It was either a Packard Bell or a Gateway 2000.
I don't know. Something like that.
There you go.
Doritos says, how do chickens type on a keyboard? They hunt and peck.
That's also how Marcus types too. If you ever watch him typing, he's like...
Yeah, he's like... Exactly. All right. Well, Wargus asks, has anyone done a custom case?
No.
No,
no.
Not totally custom.
No.
I put stickers on my old case.
No, I would be really afraid to do that because there's so many precise holes that are pre-drilled to the specs of like a motherboard and fans and everything. Like, I would want to do that.
Yeah.
He said way back in the day he did a PlanetSide theme case, cut out the Terran Republic symbol in the side and backlit it with a red LED. I need to see if I can take a picture. I'd love to see that. Put that in Arts Creatives.
Yeah, chuck that in there, Wargus.
Yeah. What's up, Frankie?
Absolutely.
So, let's talk about our actual stuff. What you got?
I have one question.
Okay.
Why? I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Is because like, why do you guys buy the level of quality of parts that you do for your computers when you buy them? I don't know if I'm asking the question right, but like, what is your justification for your PC?
For buying it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly we all have nice PCs. Well,
right, but there's a reason why.
Yeah.
You're not just buying the good parts because you're like, oh, I have the money.
No, yeah, we are all sort of like hashing it out, saving up money to get the nicer one. I mean, for me, it's so that it lasts, because the nicer product you buy now, you're like literally investing in your future. The higher end things are less likely to break in general, but they also give you better performance while also lasting longer. Mm-hmm. For me, so it's like an investment.
Yep.
So not only do I get the immediate extra enjoyment of the performance boost right away when you install it, but you're also buying yourself that boost in enjoyment for a longer duration of time by doing that. And so it's worth it. I mean, within reason, like none of us have like top like the most nicest things in every category, but clearly we all have high end stuff. So
right. For me, I try to hit the balance between reasonable budget and high performance. So I don't necessarily need the highest performance if it's the most expensive by a considerable margin. I can go down to third place if it costs me, say, 20-30% less, but I'm only losing 15% power. I try and find that. For me, when I'm buying my parts, it's like what I look for. Some of the other stuff is kind of frivolous, like the liquid cooler, like, oh, I get this one because it looks better.
Really matter.
Or like the case, the case. It's like, oh, this case looks cooler, even though it's not like actually the budget. But when
Right.
it comes to the actual hardware, like I said, I try and hit that point. Like the 4070 came with a game and I got it for 600. So for me, it was more like getting it for 540. So that was a pretty good price because it was, and I mean, Diablo 4 was kind of meh, but still, that was
Yeah.
like a good price for me, price range in comparison to like if I wanted a 4080 or a 4090, it would have cost me at least another $300-400 for like, yes, better performance, but not that much when I compare to like spending money on, say, another 32 gigs of RAM, which are better than, like.
Right, but you're not. But see, this is my argument with that, and I understand, and this is where that budget that we talked about earlier comes in, where you're not buying the 4070 because it's $300 cheaper. Well, you're buying it because it's $300 cheaper now, but in 3 years, that card you're going to see the age of that card versus you buying a 4080 or 4090 on the front end because you're buying longevity, essentially.
Yeah, maybe not 3 or maybe 4.
Well, it might be 5 years with the way technology goes. I'm just saying that your card, when you buy the lesser quality card, today it runs great no matter what, but in a year, 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to start to see it drop off faster than the higher end cards.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
That's what I was trying to say earlier, too. Yeah. Same point. But I mean, yeah, there is a balance, though, like you're saying, that definitely you can find value
Well, like
in
you said,
that balance,
he
Personally,
got his
I'd like
RAM.
I like the error on the side of like, I'll spend a little bit extra money for that extra peace of mind later type of thing. But I get it. I totally get your strat as well.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Although you did splurge on the processor, I will say.
so I have a good processor, but I
All right, so why don't you talk about your build?
but
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
splurge on it. Okay.
Okay.
So for my motherboard, I have a MSI MPG Z690 Carbon with Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And then my processor is an i9 13900, just a regular, not a K. But I got a really good deal because one of my buddies works at Intel. So
Oh, that's nice.
for me, it was actually like a no-brainer. Like, I got a really good deal on it.
Yeah.
And then for cooling, I have an IQ H150i liquid cooler from Corsair.
Mhm.
I have a lot of Corsair stuff. My GPU, which we already talked about, Asus Republica Gamers 4070. RAM, Corsair 32 gig DDR5 6400 clock speed. And then
Nice.
power supply is Corsair 850 watt silver rated. In PC Part Picker, all my parts were fine with this power supply, and it came with the case, which is a Corsair 4000D Airflow. So the case and the power supply were $175, and normally I think the case is like $110. So it came pre-installed. I thought that was pretty dope. So I just went with that combo.
Mhm.
And then my storage, I have two Samsung 990 Pro 2 terabyte M2s. So I have one which is like my main drive that hosts video stuff and the process, Windows and all that good stuff. And then my second drive is purely just games, which, by the way, I've now filled it. I have almost 50 and I have 49 games installed on Steam, so I'm almost at 50. Shout out to my Samsung 990s for letting me do that. And then
Hell yeah.
for monitors, 144 hertz, 1440p Dell gaming monitor. It's just a Dell one that I found. I got it pretty cheap. It was like $200 or something. But
Mhm.
it's done really, really well for me. I think it looks really good. And then I got a cheap 60 hertz 1080p Samsung like work monitor as my second monitor.
Yeah.
Mic is Elgato Wave 3. Keyboard is Logitech G915 with clicky keys. I love clicky keys. You got to have it. Astro A10 headphones and a wired G502 Hero mouse.
Nice.
And that is my setup.
Very nice.
Who's next?
Nick could go.
I can go. So I have
Nick had a computer that decimated mine for a week.
I did, and then so I bought the pre-built in 2021 when Marcus had what were you using? A Titan? Which Titan?
Yeah, it was the Titan XP.
Yeah, so that was the Titan for which that was the best graphics card from NVIDIA for which gen? Was that like the 1080?
Series? No, I think it was the 9 series.
Okay, so yeah, and then I bought this one, and it had I bought that in 2021 when they had the giant chip shortage everywhere. You like couldn't get graphics cards for MSRP no matter what. You're paying like way over everywhere. But at the time, you could get a graphics card in a pre-built PC, and it was like actually like the normal price. Granted, you have to pay way over because you're buying a whole PC, not just a graphics card. But then within that, you got like the value, the regular value, not the way inflated value because of the chip shortage.
Yeah, you got a really good deal on your computer. I remember that.
Yeah. So like I got I have a Gigabyte 3080 graphics card. Motherboard's a Asus Z490p. Nothing too crazy there. And it had an external extra Wi-Fi card that I just swapped out recently because it was like legit not working. But then Wi-Fi cards are cheap. I got like a nice one from Asus. It was like $45. It's like their top of the line one. I got giant rabbit ears in the back, and it works fucking fantastic. I'm like literally in the basement on the opposite side of the house. And I know Taylor pays for the internet she has signed up is fiber, and it's like 500 megabytes down and up, and I get like 490 something consistently on the Wi-Fi. So that's pretty sweet. I think that's like minimal degradation across the house. I think that's pretty awesome. But processor is an i7 10th gen. It's a 10700K. I have it overclocked just a little bit. Liquid cooling, it's just the Cooler Master liquid cooling, and then because the case is Cooler Master also, that's just what came with it. I've since upgraded the RAM. I think it came with 16 gigs, and I was maxing it out when I was trying to stream Horizon Zero Dawn, and then it really maxed out when I was playing Jedi Survivor. So I upgraded that. And when I was looking at buying 32 versus 64, I was buying the DDR4 because that's all that will fit in my motherboard anyways. So I was like, I'll just buy 64 because it wasn't that much more than the 32. I've got a couple, same setup as HX, 2 terabyte solid states. I had to upgrade my power supply because I fried it because I had a really dusty apartment. Marcus helped me change that. And just kept my PC on the floor like an idiot, and it just like so much dust got in there that it melted my power supply. Because it was all just insulated and not cooling ever. Marcus saw that. And yeah, so I have a 1050 watt gold PCU now. My main monitor is the Asus Tough Gaming one. It's 1080p, but I wrote 144. It's actually 165 hertz. It's pretty sweet. Then I have like a much cheaper AOC monitor. My main one's curved. My other main one is also curved, but I regret not buying the same one as the middle because it doesn't quite line up right on my mount, and it drives me crazy. Probably gonna sell it. And then my vertical monitor is an old LG one that Marcus gave me. That I think it's like 60 hertz, but that's I don't actually play games on that. It's no big deal. I've got a Razer Black Widow keyboard.
Black Widow Elite.
Oh, excuse me. Black Widow Elite keyboard.
Elite.
A wired. It's wired, obviously. Logitech G502 Hero. I love that mouse. Microphones and Audio Technica 2040. Using the Elgato Wave XLR mixer. Logitech Keylight. And Logitech G935 headphones for gaming. And then some, I don't remember, the lower end Audio Technica headphones for the podcast, but they're like meant for voice stuff. Marcus, what you got?
I rock a i7 13700K processor. The reason why I didn't buy the i9, so my old processor was an i9 9900K, and I loved it. It just wasn't doing it anymore for what I needed it to do. Yeah. I upgraded to this. The only reason why I didn't buy the i9 is because you can't keep it cool. Yeah. It's like impossible to keep it cool with a load on it. And I was afraid that with me streaming and doing all the stuff that I was going to put a load on it and I was going to melt it.
He was worried that with all his loads, he would melt his processor.
Yep. I gotta click over this. My motherboard is a Gigabyte Z790 Aurorus Master. It's the highest end motherboard I could buy from Gigabyte because the last two I've had have been amazing and I loved them. I have 64 gigs of G.Skill Trident 6400 speed DDR5 RAM.
Yep. That's what I have. G.Skill Trident is my RAM also, but DDR4.
So I went to the wrong thing. I have a 1200 watt gold power supply. When I first built the Franken slut, they always said you go overboard on your power supply. You never want to not have enough power.
Yeah.
And yes, everybody listening, the 1200 is out overkill, but the cost difference between the 1200 and the 850 is like $50.
Yeah, it's not that much
And-
more.
And you don't ever have to worry about your computer dragging ass for power.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I would have got a better power supply if it didn't literally come with a case and it was like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yep. I have 8 terabytes of solid state in my computer. I just put a 2 terabyte Western Digital
That's what I have.
M2 in my PC, so that I had 6, now I have 8. All of my hard drives are Western Digital. I have 6 terabytes of regular hard drive that basically just store all the shit that I've had forever on it. The SSD, I have 1 Samsung, but everything else is Western Digital.
Yeah.
I have 2 4K monitors. One is an Aegon 60 hertz 4K. That was my original gaming 4K monitor. My new Acer Predator 4K is 120 hertz. And let me tell you, the difference of 120 hertz versus 60 is insane.
Yeah, it's way better.
Like, it's
Yep.
in 4K, it's crazy. But what I'll tell anybody listening, don't buy a 4K monitor. The processing power you need to be able to push your game to 120 hertz
Yeah.
is
it's wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if shout out to anybody out there that knows how to turn up frame rates on Elden Ring, please let me know, because it's locked at 60 even on PC. But there's a way to do it. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
I have a custom GMMK mini keyboard. I got a really good deal on it. I'm going to buy the full size custom. It's like $300. This might be my favorite keyboard ever. I've only ever used like Logitech's. The other one I had was the Black Widow Elite that Nick uses, and I love that keyboard. But this is the GMMK. This keyboard is unbelievable. Like, legitimately, it's unbelievable. Anyway, I use the Logitech G600 MMO mouse.
Yep.
I use a Stream Deck. My mixer is a Go XLR. I use the Logitech Brio for a webcam. I have the Shure SM7B microphone. It's the fucking best mic ever. And I have an Xbox Gold Shadow controller. My mic frame is a Gator, which I spent like $130 on it.
The boom arm, you mean?
Yeah, the boom arm. And then I don't know what Audio Technica ones these are.
You have the,
They're
yeah,
the
those are
Audio
nicer than mine.
Technica ATH-M50Xs.
Yeah.
I think they were like $150, but they're just a better quality studio headphone. I wanted a better quality. The ones that Nick is wearing came with like our original podcasting kit.
Yeah, which is
We each bought.
not that
It
nice.
was actually
It was like $80.
the
It was good value for the what you
dude,
pay.
the headphone, microphone, and
Yeah,
that
GP
microphone
boom
was
arm.
amazing.
Yeah.
But the reason why, and my GPU is a 3090.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is,
What
I
brand do
always
you know?
buy brand new.
No,
Or
I mean,
when
it's an actual Founders Edition though, right?
yeah, Founders Edition.
Yeah.
I usually only buy Founders Edition cards. Again, it's just me. I buy the highest end video card possible because I want it to last for years to come.
Yeah.
And like this 3090 still decimates everything. I have not yet to have a problem. Probably when the 5000 series cards come out, I'll upgrade just so I can get the ray tracing stuff, chipsets in them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figure. Although I'll probably upgrade my motherboard and processor first.
You're going to be buying a whole new computer.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the time I do that, I'll just
Save up
It'll
the
be
4K.
Well, yeah, I'll probably have. Yeah. That's the PC struggle. You're always upgrading.
Yep.
Well, if
Not
you
always, but-
well, not really, Nick. You bought your computer in 2021, and your computer's still decimating everything that you're playing. You don't have a problem with your computer.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get, probably 6 years out of your PC before the next upgrade is needed.
Yeah. But
like
even
I
still,
used my 9900K for years.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been thinking about it. Like, I've probably spent maybe $6,000 to $7,000 on PC parts in the last 10 years, but now I have two PCs,
Yeah.
and like one is, I'd say, mid-grade, and the other is high-end.
Right.
So if you build and you upgrade and you save the other parts and build another PC with it, it's actually kind of fun, and
Yeah.
you can get more value out of it, if you buy, like Marcus is saying, high-end stuff when you upgrade.
Right.
Well, so that's the key is if you buy a pre-built PC like Nick, and let's say his weakest part is his graphics card, right? He upgrades his graphics card. 3 or 4 years from now, he has to upgrade his CPU and processor or his motherboard. So then he just goes and buys that with RAM, and you're only into it upgrading for $1,500. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
so
not
it's like
into it so
smaller
much.
increments.
Yeah.
Where the initial investment sucks ass.
Right.
But once you have a computer, it's easy to change the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And always changing the motherboard is the worst part.
Well, yeah, because everything plugs into it, so you got to take everything
and
apart. to do that.
Everything has to come out, and
Yeah.
it's always a pain.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.